Also, you can take classes when I'm home. Then you can watch the baby while I work. It was evident she'd already given this a lot of thought. Caleb admired her earnest conviction that she could handle a pregnancy and 2 jobs, and that Danny could keep up with his classes and take care of the baby. But Caleb was more realistic. He knew the toll that would eventually take on the marriage, and on Mary Louise and Danny individually. He also knew she'd never listen to him if he tried to tell her any of that. However, he did know someone who might be able to get through to her in a way he couldn't.
"Okay, you two. I think that's enough for today,"
Caleb said. The pair needed a cooling down period.
"I'm sure this has caught both of you by surprise. You need to spend some time thinking about what you really want and what will be best for the baby. Danny, can you get home from college again next weekend so we can talk some more?"
"I guess," Danny said, his reluctance plain, but the stoic lift of his chin told Caleb he would do it. He'd always been a good kid, one who took his responsibilities seriously. He'd worked hard to get a college scholarship, even harder to earn money to help with bills for meals and books.
"Great. Then we'll talk again next week, right after church," Caleb told them. "In the meantime, Mary Louise, there's someone I'd like you to meet."
She regarded him with evident suspicion, clearly not happy about the monkey wrench he'd thrown into her plans for a hasty wedding.
"Who?" "Let me speak to her first and get back to you," he said.
"I don't know why you're so opposed to this wedding," Mary Louise said to him plaintively. "You've known us forever. You know we're in love."
"I do," Caleb agreed. "But I want your marriage to have the best possible chance to succeed. And the way to accomplish that is to make sure you've given this serious consideration from every angle before you rush into something. I've seen too many young people who start out crazy about each other wind up bitter and divorced because they did the right thing and then resented each other afterward. I really don't want that to happen to you."
Danny gave him a grateful look.
"Thanks, Reverend Webb. I'll see you after church next week. Mary Louise, you ready to go?"
For a moment, based on her pouty expression, Caleb thought she might insist on having this out right here and now. But apparently she caught something in Danny's steady, unrelenting gaze that told her to wait till next time.
"Remember, I want both of you to do some soul-searching this week. See if there are some other solutions that might make sense. If marriage is what you both want, then think about the best way to make sure you have plenty of support," Caleb suggested. "And I'll be in touch with you, Mary Louise, probably tomorrow."
"Okay," she said, and followed Danny from the room. Just outside the door, Caleb saw Danny reach for her hand and whisper something in her ear that put a smile back on her face. Caleb sighed and reached for his phone to follow up on his brainstorm. Okay, he'd been looking for an excuse to call Amanda all day. Ever since he and the other church volunteers had finished building her house 2 weeks ago and had held a housewarming party just yesterday, he'd been suffering some weird withdrawal symptoms. He'd fought his feelings for Amanda O'Leary, struggled to pretend that she was just another member of his congregation in need of help, but the time he'd spent with her and her kids had fulfilled him in unexpected ways. He'd come to admire her strength, to enjoy her sense of humor. Before he actually dialed her number, he gave himself a stern lecture on remembering that he was her pastor, not a would-be lover, much as he might wish otherwise. It wasn't the first time he'd struggled to place duty above his needs as a man, but it was the first time he was right on the edge of losing the battle. But the lecture didn't seem to stop the jolt to his heart when she answered the phone, her voice soft and a little breathless.
"Amanda, you weren't taking a nap, were you?"
"In the middle of the afternoon with 3 kids loose in the house?" she replied, laughter threading through her voice. "You must be kidding. No, if I sound out of breath, it's because Susie, Larry, and Jimmy insisted I play tag with them in the backyard. They can't get over having so much room to run around in. I can't get over it myself. Thank you again, Caleb."
"Would you stop thanking me?" he pleaded. "Getting that house built for you was something the whole congregation wanted to do."